A very warm welcome to you all, wherever you may be, to today's edition of Unlocked SK, the original interactive talk show, broadcasting to you live from our micro streaming studio here on the beautiful island of Corfu in a very sunny Greece. And as well as broadcasting live on Facebook, you can also check us out on our website, which is www.StudioKerkyra.com, or else the video platform that is Vimeo.com, and now good old YouTube and Twitter and Twitter's Periscope, all of which are in superb quality. And at the end of the programme, if you like what you see and hear, please like the programme and our page. And follow us as well, please, because that way you'll get a heads up on any future broadcasts that we may undertake. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. And as always, I'm very lucky to say that we have the help and assistance of our wonderful producer, Claire Haas, who will be answering all your comments on Facebook Live Messenger and taking those calls I should say, on Skype. And of course, no broadcast would be quite complete without the one and only Thomas Haas. Hello, Thomas. How are you today?
Hello, Adrian. Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching again. Unlocked SK, Unlocked Corfu, as we unlock here live from the beautiful island of Corfu. But thanks for logging in. Thanks for watching. It's Monday, and you can hear that it's Monday, isn't it?
Yes,
making
probably
mistakes
in my voice.
already.
Yes, it's Monday. We've had a very pleasant weekend, mind you, and the weather here, as you might come to expect, is absolutely splendid.
Oh, it's fantastic. So, guys, if you have anything to say, or if you want to comment, any questions regarding this beautiful holiday island of Corfu, don't hesitate. Comment now live while we're on air, or send us an email to inbox@StudioKerkyra.com. So it's all about unlocking Corfu, and that's the last 3 episodes. So Monday today, Tuesday tomorrow, and then Wednesday of Unlocked SK, because we got something very special. Boy, look at me.
Very special.
Special.
Of course.
In store for you. But we're going to reveal this today in our show. And let me say hello to so many of you who logged on and watching us. It's great. It's such a fantastic day. So many things happened today. It was unexpected things happening. People
Very
just
pleasant.
stopping, saying hello.
Yes,
we don't know, and
right.
that's so great. That's what makes it. That's what cheers us up. So, guys, let me say quick hello here to Vivian Dool from beautiful Donegal Island. Hi, guys.
Vivian.
Hope you're all well. Anthony van der Grank from Holland. He's saying, hello, Thomas, Adrian, and Claire from sunny Utrecht.
Oh, great.
Margaret Johnston is saying, hi, everybody. Hope you're all okay and had a good weekend. At least we have sun in Kent.
That's a good one, Margaret. Nice to hear.
And Stuart Maroon is, hi, guys, and Claire. Hope you had a good weekend and are running to go this week. A good running this week.
Oh, thank you very much, Stuart. Yes.
The comments are going, and we're sweating, and I show you where we are. We are here in our mobile studio, and the bus park, the sun is going down, and we have a fantastic view over the hillsides again from Notos direction Klomos. And when we look at the weather quickly, it's fantastic. 29 degrees. The wind is coming from the northwest, 70 miles an hour, so great for kite surfing, windsurfing, sailing. Humidity 47%. Visibility is staggering 14.9 kilometers.
Great. The kite surfers were out in Halicunas today in force, enjoying the strong breeze.
Yeah, I believe they're always there, and it's fantastic to watch them.
Absolutely, yes. They don't have to do some twists and turns in midair. Fantastic.
And UV index now is 1, and the sun is setting 9:07. And as you can see, the sunset is coming in slowly over the hills now. And because we're starting later, we start 8 o'clock. It's much cooler, isn't it?
It is. It's the heat is off, shall we say? Well, almost.
Definitely. But thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Magda is saying hello, everyone. Cherry OD, hi guys from Donegal. Great that you changed your viewing time, sending time. I'm back at work and I'm home about this time. So it's
Great,
perfect.
Jerry.
Just works out. Tom Giddings is saying, hi everybody. Very wet and windy here in Ebeldor.
Oh, bad one, Tom.
And Chelsea Damo is saying, afternoon. Could somebody tell me if the English are allowed to Corfu? As lovely holidays have taken our money, but holiday companies have taken our money. I have spoken direct to our hotel owner Andromeda Sidari, and he told me the contract with UK holiday companies was cancelled. We are due to fly out on the 29th of July. I mean, so far, what we know, nothing is cancelled, is there?
No, we have not heard news. As far as we know, flights from the UK are due to commence very late on the 15th of July. So, for argument's sake, by the time you arrive on this beautiful island, it'll be the Thursday. We've not heard anything contrary to that at the moment, but, of course, it is the prerogative of the Greek Prime Minister to change that, and he did warn us all that he might well do so. But we haven't heard any news since we were last on air. So
exactly,
let's
since Friday,
yes,
we heard nothing. Everything seems to go ahead. I spoke with the lovely Nikos Louvros today,
great.
and he is arriving now soon on the beautiful island of Corfu. So so far, so good. I have no idea why he said that the holiday companies have cancelled the contract with UK. That's new to us.
It is. I did read a similar post on that subject, and somebody was worried about that they might not be able to get any accommodation, but the reply to that was there's loads of free accommodation, or rather I should say accommodation that is freely available for a small cost, and there would be no chance that you'd be stranded at the airport with nowhere to go, because tour reps or others would definitely find a place for you.
Oh yeah, they're gonna pick up on that, and the locals too. They're not leaving you stranded here.
You
have no idea how friendly they are here.
They
and
couldn't
how
be more
forthcoming.
friendly, could they?
No, definitely. As I know, I wouldn't worry really. I mean, when he said it got cancelled, but there's for sure an alternative, and the Greeks are so great in solving problems like that so quickly for you. It's the same here. When you stop with the car, you break down. You never have to wait long before a Greek stops, and before you know it, they organize of getting that fixed. But it's with everything here. You know, they don't let you hang. It's not like they're not talking to you. We had this last week. We spoke if the English are welcome here or not. Of course they are.
More than welcome.
Corfields are looking forward for you to come here and make holiday. No question about it.
Yes, and actually here you don't really have to worry about being a member of the RAC or the AA, because as Thomas just has pointed out, if you can't get a friend to come and help you, a complete stranger will stop in more chances than not to help you by the roadside. I've certainly had that experience on a couple of occasions when I've had a few problems with the vehicle. Knowing me, that's been quite a few times. I have done some strange... Yes, really, yes, I have had... the vehicle has ended up in some funny places.
You're lucky we're talking now about it, because I got a couple of pictures stored on my mobile phone. No. But it's all right. But, you know, maybe the virus changed the way we're living today with the new normal. But the Greeks haven't changed. They're still the same. The Corfields are still the same. You will not find any more welcoming people than the Corfields. With all their heart, they welcome you, and if there's a problem, they're gonna sort that, and with love, definitely. So I wouldn't panic too much about that. And by him saying, you know, those older companies have cancelled, I haven't heard that. Then it's in the local news, and we're gonna let you know first, definitely. As soon as we hear it, you gonna hear it. But thank you for asking, Chelsea. That's great. Lavinia Psaros is saying, hi, hello, chaperons, and from my hillside.
Hello,
kisses from me and Miffy.
Oh, Vinny, your dog is amazing.
Brilliant. I love that dog.
Totally.
It's great. Then Steve McCabe is saying, 5 days and counting till I'm back in Cassiope.
Good one,
Can't
Steve.
wait to start welcoming old friends and new in Illusions Bar. Yeah, and
Fabulous.
we for sure gonna be there and say hello to you too, my friends. That's gonna be great. Steve Bowers, hi everybody from me and Sue in Manchester. Hi guys. Army is saying good evening.
Hi the Ilta Army and all our Finnish friends.
Yeah, Lynn O'Hara is saying, loving the breeze today. Yes, it's nice, isn't it?
It's
you
good
got the heat, but you still got this breeze, and this just makes it so special. And here, the sun is slowly setting over the hills. I mean, we are so lucky to be here, man.
We are indeed. Can I just say a quick hello to a new viewer to our programme, Alexandros, who works at the fabulous Time Out and Shisha Bar in Maratica. So, hello, Alexandros. Thanks for welcoming aboard. And can I also give a quick shout-out if you want a good cafe and a bite to eat, Lola's, better known as Popeyes, which is the cafe taverna type eatery on the roundabout at Maratica. Can't get a better price meal than that one.
Yeah, and here Vivian is saying, hi Adrian, if you're in Klomos, call up to Markatis, Kostas, Lula's village and say hi from me. Will you also say hi when you're in
We say hi, absolutely hi, and Karaspera to you. Welcome aboard.
Great, thanks Vivian. And Anthony van der Grank, this time is so much better for me. Just eat eat, and now time for risotto and SK unlocked. Ooh, that's a risotto.
Sounds tasty. Yes, good one, Anthony.
But at least it's not us who started with the food today, mate.
No, no, that's a change, isn't it?
Change. That's great. Hi, Anthony. And Jackie Cherry is saying hi, everybody. Hi, Jackie. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, Chelsea is saying, okay, thank you very much for your answer. Looking forward to returning again. Yeah, we're looking
look
forward
to meeting you, Chelsea, and I'm sure the island will welcome you with open arms.
Yeah, and Anthony is saying, I have booked a hotel that's not ready yet, still building, and is ready next year in May. And we are there in September 2021.
Okay.
So
well,
sadly, he can't come this year. So it hits a lot.
It does. It's
doesn't
very
it?
sad
This
for
is
them,
one of
isn't
the
it?
things,
Yeah.
what we say, it's a lot. People who are used to come here every year. Man, look at Steve Ford.
Yes.
Steve is really down at the
3
moment
times
because
a year usually.
yeah, but it's the first time he's not coming here since what?
30 odd more than 30 years, I think he said.
Wow,
It's very sad, but he's hoping to be here in September. I do believe the good man himself has got 3 weeks booked. And we mentioned Steve Ford a lot because he's a fabulous author, composed a book called 50 Corfu Villages, which I do believe is split up into 3 sections, Corfu North, Corfu Central and Corfu South, still available as an e-download from Amazon.com. And here's the best bit, all proceeds go to local Corfu charities.
yeah, definitely, and he does such great
He's
work
an
with it. I
amazing
mean,
man,
it's fantastic.
absolutely.
We really
A real
gonna miss
genuine
him.
diamond geezer. He's a
Yeah.
diamond geezer.
Yeah,
yes, he
no,
really is,
we
yeah.
genuinely missing him, and we really hope he can come in
Absolutely.
September.
And his fabulous
So
wife, Anne.
still-
Don't
exactly,
forget
don't forget Anne.
No.
You're totally right. Here, Chris Taban is writing
Hi,
in. Hi,
Chris.
Chris. Thanks for tuning in. He said, if you're in Betriti, Mythos is a lovely restaurant right next to the beach. And
Yes,
he's
we know
totally
it.
right. We know the Mythos
We
brothers.
do.
We call them the
Absolutely.
Mythos brothers.
Yes,
don't we?
they're a great pair of
They're
characters.
brilliant.
But with fantastic local knowledge. If you want to know anything about the whole entire area, go and check out with them.
Yeah, and let us bring you up to speed a little bit with the latest news here on Corfu, because there were a lot of rumors going on over the weekend, how many cases of COVID are on this island, and we are happy to say to you, they are all false. The only cases we have here is still the 3 cases we reported on Friday. That's the one Serbish lady who came and visited her daughter up in the north of Corfu, and is in isolation, of course, and that's the 2 Hungarian tourists what arrived, and they in the one of the designated quarantine hotels, and everything got traced and tracked immediately. Everything got made safe, and if there's anything, believe me, the local media gonna tell you. The local media gonna throw it out instantly, and as soon as we get it, you're gonna get that one.
If they don't, we certainly will, that's for sure. Just in case you want to know, we're keeping a running tally of figures. The number of cases in Greece as a whole stands at 3,803, which, since we last broadcasted on Friday, sadly is an increase of 131. However, the good news is there's no more fatalities.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
And here on Corfu, we still the same
Touch
figures.
wood.
This is all under control, so don't worry too much. We're gonna update you as soon as it happens. Here, a lot of things coming. Elaine is saying, hello everybody, this time for broadcasting is great for me.
Nice
That's
one, Elaine.
brilliant. And the same Army from Finland is saying the same, this time is better for me. Great. So
brilliant.
yes, that's why we made a change. We got this a little. And Jerry is writing in and saying, hey, hello to Sakis, my good friend in Time Out Bar in Moretica.
Oh, you know him too, Jerry. That's a good one. He's a great character, isn't he? He'll guarantee to make you laugh. And you know that really is an up-together business. You can feel safe during COVID-19 there because, as we've said before, they don't half go to town with the disinfecting.
Oh, yeah. But go over to the other news now.
Yes.
What we have, and there's a little bit of national news, because Greece, the government and local authorities are clamping down on businesses and their staff for not wearing the appropriate face masks and cloth when they're working or serving. So they were yesterday in the national television. You could see a lot of footage of them not doing it, and that's quite sad, because we were here a couple of restaurants now.
Yeah.
And they all have their
Absolutely.
face shields on it, so they seem to follow that. But in the bigger cities, it just seem to go under. But they start finding them now, and that can get very, very expensive.
Yes, we don't want any of that. Thank you very much.
No, definitely not. So, but ask the question again. Why they are not applying to the rules? They know exactly what's going on, and
well,
it's
I have
sad.
to say one answer to that is possibly because they keep seeing photographs published by Emina Rossi and all the other news outlets here, not SK, I hasten to add. They often see their Greek Prime Minister and his entourage, and I have to say the Mayor of the island. None of them are wearing masks, not the ones I've seen. So, again, some people find that a little bit irritating. If the leaders aren't wearing masks, they don't want to either. And we should also say the same debate is going on in the United Kingdom, isn't it? Because only on Friday was the first time the UK citizens got to see Boris Johnson sporting a mask in his local Uxbridge constituency in a shop. I should point out that Michael Gove seems to have a different opinion about masks. He's the Cabinet Secretary.
Yeah, so, but it was Mitsotakis were visiting. In the beginning, when I saw the pictures, he had no masks on. But
or his
when you
entourage.
see the later pictures within the visits, all of a sudden he was wearing a mask.
Well, there we are, maybe.
Yeah, but they saw some spikes in cases on the mainland. So
Yes.
they are just talking of making wearing masks mandatory.
Right.
So
yes,
they're in
okay.
discussions at the moment. But so is the British government
They
with
are,
Boris Johnson. Now, all of a sudden, Boris Johnson is totally supporting the mandatory.
A bit of a turnaround.
Yeah.
And we even saw Donald Trump wearing a mask the other day
that's
for a short period
the
of
best
time.
idea he ever had to hide that face. But it's
Well, it'll keep him quiet, won't it, for a
Quiet,
few minutes? Yes. That'll make a change,
maybe, maybe,
Maybe,
but
yes.
it's a staggering turnaround.
It is a bit, isn't it? And I guess this has come from slightly changing advice from the World Health Organization. Although I have to say, I don't think many people like such as the President are necessarily taking heed of the lovely Dr. Fauci, who must be tearing his hair out by now. Florida has received the most appallingly increased number of cases, just as Disneyland has opened up this weekend. Epcot Center is due to open on Wednesday, I do believe. Or tomorrow, perhaps. No, tomorrow, I think it's opening.
So
But
gonna be
Disneyland in
interesting
Florida,
times.
Orlando, is now open. But at the same time as that, they've had the biggest spike in cases. 15,000, I
15,000,
think.
wow.
That's a huge spike. Yeah.
Okay, Jack is just writing in today's cases, and this is nationwide. 23 cases today, no death.
Oh, well, that's good.
That's the latest. This must have just come in. But it's great. So Penny is writing, "Hi, I love your station. Hopefully be in Corfu in August 15th this year." That would be great.
Thank you, Penny.
you so much
Be lovely
for
to
that.
meet you. Absolutely.
And Dom Giddings is saying, "Too late as usual to Boris." No, due to Boris.
Yes, quite so,
It's
Tom.
just something.
He's
Okay,
a little bit
but
on the slow.
it's a little bit on the slow side, isn't he? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But come on. Hey, you know what? Better late than never.
True.
But there is still the stories are flying around that the whole thing is a complete hoax.
Well,
That gets to me.
I find that almost morally and ethically repugnant, quite frankly. The World Health Organization estimated last week that there was up to 20% of the entire world's population refused to accept COVID-19 is real, and it's some either government conspiracy or a media conspiracy. Believe us, guys, it's not. It is real. We've spoken to many people, who have suffered from the disease themselves, and, of course, we've had interviews live on Skype with frontline health workers.
Yeah.
Which
And just
tell
doing
a
that, it's
particular story. It's terrible.
It is, and it reminds me now quick on the story I spoke with Nikos today about from the man in Switzerland who got
yes.
diagnosed with COVID-19,
Right.
and he said it's all a hoax, it's all not true. So what did he do? He went back home and decided to throw a party. So he thrown a full knowing he
As you
has
do.
the virus.
Not.
But and thrown a party, denying that this virus even exists. This is just to scare people into submission on his side. So, and he thrown a party. Now, weeks after this party, sadly, a teenager visiting this party died of COVID-19.
That's terrible, especially for the teenagers' friends and family.
I mean, but I mean, what is he saying now? No?
Well, that would be a good interview to have, wouldn't it, Thomas?
Well, I would really know if he still denies that, but you should charge him at least with manslaughter.
Indeed, absolutely. There's definitely a case for something, a misdemeanor there of grave proportions. People are reckless, aren't they? And I think there's a belligerence there, and dare I say it, blooming arrogance, quite frankly.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, it's here. We have to deal with it. As God said, it's a new normal. But the new normal is not as extreme as some people made it out to be. This is with all the stories. Look here on the island. I mean, just over the weekend, we went from 3 cases in speculation to over 20. And there is no proof for it. There is nothing here.
Yes.
It's just, they're taking that all out of proportion. And there's, sadly enough, there's so many people, there is some people out there who get a kick out of putting panic into others. Somehow this has to be controlled. There must be something we can do, the governments can do to control it, because what comes out on fake news, you should be charged with something.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed, they should.
And then is the other side where people just read headlines of stories and run with it, but don't bother to...
isn't exactly accurate, is it? You gave us a good example of that the other day.
I can't remember, but I read that.
No, but it was a good example.
It was a good example. I hope you're going to remember that, mate.
I'll try. I'm struggling with my little grey cells. If I have a flash of inspiration, I'll let you know.
But okay, mate, you know what? This is very great. And if you read the headline, you can go off in so many different directions. Mostly they're going off in the wrong one. Just, blowing something out of proportion. You read the article then I think it's something to do with the new strain of COVID. New strain of COVID.
Oh, that's right.
Much more infectious as the old one.
That is right. Yeah? And you could be forgiven for believing that it's more of a serious case.
Exactly.
But actually what they meant was that there's a strain that's easier to catch, but the symptoms and the effects are the same.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think, but you can go into I thought too, man. But it's so many things, and just don't listen. Go to the official channels and have a look. And when you look at the official government website for Greece COVID-19, it's you get all the information there.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's not as fast sometimes, but you get accurate information. It's not about getting the fastest information. It's getting accurate information. That's what we have to look at.
But of course, if you're ever in a moment's doubt about accurate information regarding to anything to do with Corfu, the one and first place that you should ask is, of course, StudioKerkyra. So drop us a line, write us a comment on Facebook Live, or else, if you'd like to be anonymous, drop us an email at inbox@studiokerkyra.com. We love to hear from you.
Yeah, and here I got a great message, and that clears everything up. Hi there, nice to chat with Thomas earlier as we drove through Notos on our way home to Cuspades. Enjoying the show, Rob and Sue.
They must
Rob
be
and Sue.
the lovely people who were waving frantically in their Daihatsu, silver Daihatsu. I passed them on my way to the studio. Great, thank you for joining
Thank you
us.
so much. That really made my day.
Really
that was fantastic. Took me totally by surprise because I'm setting the equipment up and my brain is
all over the place.
all over cabling and
it
that.
is.
Not just to think to get that. It took me a little bit by surprise, but this was so nice. Thank you so much, guys. Hopefully I see you very soon again. Then Anthony is writing in Disneyland Paris, also opening on the 15th of July.
Is it? Thank you very much for telling us that, Anthony. I didn't know that, but yes, well, let's hope they keep safe there.
Yeah, and here, Jerry O.D. is writing in regarding Disneyland America, Florida. Yeah, he says Florida had a huge number of cases in the last 48 hours and a lot of flights here to Ireland. I'm very happy to see tourists from the USA, but I think it's too early.
Yes, Jerry. Not many countries are too happy to have lots of tourists from the US just at the moment, I have to say. Ireland's done quite well during the pandemic, comparatively speaking. Every death is one too many, of course, but I think they've maintained a good sense of control, a bit of a balance there as well.
Yeah, and I think I said so wrong. I said Sue, so Rob and Sue were earlier here. Sorry when I read the name out. But yeah, it's when they have already now a lot of tourists from the US, I think it's early too, no?
It is. I mean, America is really suffering at the moment. They have the running figures at the moment are a staggering 3.3 million cases with 135,419 deaths, with 113,800 recovered cases. But it's going up every day, and some states are announcing spikes in figures that are actually greater than many countries. So that just puts that into perspective.
Yeah.
America has suffered greatly.
See, I'm misreading things today. I said this right. Zoe.
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 Yeah,
right.
sorry. But get it. But no, it's definitely here. Stuart Marin is writing in. Are they taking your temperature in the airport and doing COVID tests? Also, if this is right, and how long do you have to wait for the results in the airport, or can you go to where you stay? Thanks in advance. No, they gonna take this on the airport.
Yeah, that's right.
The temperature, they take the test on the airport. Here, they're checking the temperature.
Yes. And
Yeah, they have special machines installed, what I read, for temperature checking.
Great.
Also here on Corfu. And yes, and it depends where you come from. They're doing spot tests or mandatory. I think from the UK they do mandatory at the moment. No?
They probably will. It was a red list country, but
Yeah.
as we say...
But as we say, it can change.
It
But
can,
at the moment,
yes,
they
quite.
take a test. The test is back to you within the 24 hours, and you are allowed to carry on to your destination.
Yes, you have to give your name, number, and where that destination is. We were talking about this the other day, about getting a call only now if you're positive. So if you don't get that call after 24 hours, you can pretty bet your bottom euro that you're safe for the moment. Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. So you don't need to wait until they call you and tell you negative. No, they only call you when you positive. Yeah. So after the 24 hours, you can start still under social distancing rules. To move.
Yes, plenty of hand washing, by the way, every opportunity, and don't forget that handy little canister of hand sanitizing gel.
Yeah. Exactly, and it's great. Everywhere they got them now. Supermarkets here, everywhere.
Yes,
they tell you, and they even ask you to use it. Our Alex restaurant, pizzeria, and restaurant down in St. George South. He has the bottle there, and he asks every customer coming, please, here, use the sanitizer.
Good for us.
It's great, and it's brilliant, and they're all looking really after everybody, and that's exactly how it should be. That's why I was so disappointed seeing this footage from the mainland of Greece yesterday. Businesses and staff just ignoring that.
Ooh.
And what makes it worse, most of them had the mask on their face, but down on the chin. So, you know what?
Yes, that's a funny one, that, isn't it? I must admit, I have seen one waitress in a place that should remain nameless at the moment with her mask. Well, I mean, when I first saw her, she had full-blown mask, as it should be worn, and then all of a sudden it was down over the chin. Don't quite know what that was all about. And then, would you believe, 5 minutes later, no mask at all. But that's patchy. Most places that we've seen and go past absolutely are wearing full masks or face helmets or whatever.
Or shields.
Shields, that's the one. Face shields, yes. And gloves as well. That's very popular. I think they need to have gloves. And that's another point for travellers coming to this beautiful land. Bring a pair of gloves with you as well.
Yes, definitely. But you can buy your mask and glove here locally in the shop. A pack of 10 masks is I paid €5.98.
That's right, yes.
So that's great.
Bargain, really.
Totally bargain, yeah. Francis, Patricia and Rufus is saying 9 more sleeps. So 9 more sleeps before she arrives here.
Counting down for one, Francis. Nice one.
And Caroline is saying, we'll be there on Saturday. Bags are packed. So excited.
I bet.
Great.
Wonderful.
That's guys gonna see us out much more. And just look at that picture. That's when the sun is going down here on the beautiful island of Corfu.
Absolutely.
And the direction we're looking is direction Issos Beach. If you wonder, it's I mean, we got really a great sunset from our HQ here in Notos. We very, very privileged with that.
We are indeed, yes.
Yeah, let me carry on quickly with some local news. The local news today, and we posted this on Facebook too. There was a quick fire in Halikunas.
There was indeed, wasn't there?
Yeah, we just started having our meeting and the fire started off. But you know what? The fire department here is incredible.
They certainly are. Just as well, because the flames were a-lashing, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we know it got caused by a man with his tractor working away. So he must have hit something when he done the grass, and sparks were flying.
Just
and this
shows
is all
you,
it
doesn't
takes.
It, how easy it can be, yes.
Yeah, also Magoludes. Yesterday they had the fire started by a 74-year-old Greek what were burning his foot. He just cut off the rest what they gather in the spring, and so, and he had no time to burn that, so he thought he's burning that. So that caused a fire to yesterday. But guys, that's so quick. Let us show you this clip again, because this is funny. Friday we showed you that. That were a couple of years in Halikunas. We had a fire there like today, but this one were really, this nearly ran out of control. But the guys of the fire brigade in Corfu, they fantastic.
They certainly
They're
are.
amazing.
Absolutely, and on the button. Just
yes,
what you
totally.
need. Very
But
well
it
trained.
doesn't take much to start it. So be
No.
very careful when you hear. I mean, you get away. They carried away with the holiday mood you're in, of course. But make sure when you light your barbecue, you're not doing it on a very windy day.
Absolutely.
Watch that out, or put it in a place so this is wind protected more. Right,
And
it only takes one
Yeah.
thing.
And whatever you do, if you have a barbecue, please do not just leave the site where you are without being absolutely certain the barbecue, or campfire if you've got one, is well and truly out, because that causes absolute dangerous havoc.
Oh yeah, that does. And here, and if something happen, you can dial 199, and that's the fire brigade. And these guys also speak English. And yes,
Oh yes, they all
they
speak
are so
English.
quick. I phoned them instantly. As soon
absolutely.
as I saw the smoke, I phoned them. They spoke perfectly
Yeah.
English instantly. And yes, and they knew about it,
They
and
did,
they
yeah.
responded very, very quick. So these guys are very, very good here. Thank you so much for looking after us and keeping us safe,
Totally.
guys.
Yes, they love the island just as all of us do, and all of you lovely people around the world who have got a wonderful attachment and love affair with this fantastic island of Corfu.
Yeah. And here another question from Elaine. She's asking, do you know if you have to go directly to your accommodation after leaving the airport? Are you allowed to go somewhere to eat before the results come
That's
back?
a good question.
That's a
but
good no, you're not
straight-
allowed. They're
straight
telling
to the
you
hotel. Yes,
straight to the hotel.
Yeah.
They're telling you that on the airport.
absolutely.
Yeah. So everywhere on the airport, they're telling you to go straight to your destination. If this is a hotel, the receptionist will tell you all the rules you have to follow within the hotel for the moment. What are not very heavy is also about the swimming pool. They're gonna display the rules and they inform you exactly how it is. It depends on the size of the swimming pool, so for the amount of people who can use it. No?
Yes. But it's also it's a good, sensible idea for yourself to go straight to the hotel or accommodation. We ran a story about a month ago, didn't we, about a gentleman who failed to do that and was seen out partying and going to this taverna and that cafe. He was publicly and socially shamed. He could also be liable to a fine. So why risk it? Do as you promised them that you will. They ask you to do it. Just go to your hotel or accommodation and wait for the call. Try and put it out of your mind. No good getting worked up mentally about it. And just take in the wonderful Corfu air and vibes whilst you wait.
Exactly, but it seems harsher than it is now. You know what you have
Yes,
you have
I
in your
would
mind.
agree.
Oh, gonna be this. Does this holiday gonna be nice? And think, yeah, of course it will be. It's just social distancing in there. As long as you follow this couple of simple rules, is okay. I mean, Jackie Cherry is commenting. Is that what annoys me is the tourists coming on coaches from the airport and they're all not wearing masks.
That's a good point,
That's
actually,
a good
Jackie.
point because
I watched a coach go past today in Maratica, and everybody on board had a mask except for a young guy at the back who had his headphones on and gyrating to some musical delight. He was the only one out of quite a few passengers. I would say, by and large, people are adhering to the new rules, as it were.
As it were. Yeah. Here Elaine is saying, I thought barbecues and campfires are banned at this time of year.
Well,
Has this changed? Surely not. No, they were never barbecues. Wild barbecues, yes, they banned. You just can't go somewhere and put a
No,
barbecue up.
it's
But
not a
in
good
your
idea.
villa, in your apartment, when there is a barbecue place,
Oh,
and most
for
villas
sure,
got their
yes,
barbecue
yes,
stations there,
quite.
you can do that. I'm doing it here at the house too. But you know what? A couple of weeks ago, the guys were down at the beach having a nice campfire, and that it was still okay. Now, of course, you have to be very careful. They're not allowed.
No.
Yeah, you have to be. Even on the beach in Halikunas, we saw that last year in the summer, in the middle of the summer, on the beach down, because it was sand. They said it is alright, no, and not a lot. But no. The police were quickly there.
Right. Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
they're quickly there.
Fair
But
enough.
barbecues, at your place of holiday when you
Yes.
have a villa
Of
and
course.
you have the barbecue. That's, of course, you can use it.
Yeah.
That's not, but not outside somewhere. You know, outside your
No. and
villa you
actually,
rent or what. No?
Those disposable barbecues can actually be very dangerous at any
Yeah.
time of year in any location, quite frankly.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
the thing. But they stopped selling them. I haven't seen them anymore
good.
since last year. You
That's,
can't see them.
great.
You know, these aluminium foil
That's the
thingies, and
ones.
so
Yeah.
they are not. You can't get them anymore because they're really dangerous. But if why we talk about that. It's also be careful when you have a rent-a-car and you drive around. Don't drive in too high grass for parking, please, because your catalytic
converter,
is so hot.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
it can start a fire, and they did.
Oh, really?
They did. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Bad. A few years ago, bad. Where, a whole car park of cars burns down. And I can't remember what is Clifford Beach somewhere. But it was bad. So drive into high grass, park there because you think it's all right. But no. Your car is hot underneath. The exhaust system is hot. Catalyst out, definitely.
Yeah. That's a good point, Thomas.
And they started the fire with that. So be careful with this one. But hey, more news. You got a little bit more news.
Well, a strange thing caught my eye. Not strange, but unusual. England, United Kingdom. We talked about Leicester the other week. Well, over the weekend, there's been a spike in cases in Herefordshire at a vegetable firm, AS Green and Company, who produce a lot of broccoli and beans for the United Kingdom. They reported 73 new cases that were tested, and therefore all 200 workers on the site have got to self-isolate and complete lockdown. This is a beautiful place in the foothills of the Malvern Hills. What surprised me, Thomas, was that the Conservative leader of the County Council of Herefordshire didn't even know the premises existed. So what does he do in his spare time then? I mean, he's got a beautiful county there. You'd have thought he'd have been going around introducing himself to these people, wouldn't you? But anyway, there's a spike there in a very rural area, so it just shows you.
Yeah, but talking about that, rural areas, what they gonna do now when they have spikes in different areas? They gonna quarantine these areas.
Yes,
they're not the whole country. It's localized quarantines they put in place now instead of a large restriction everywhere.
Totally.
But so far, so good here on Corfu. I can't wait for you guys to arrive from Wednesday night on. That's going to be so great.
Absolutely. Finally, on that subject in the United Kingdom, there's now, so the government report, 250 testing centres, would you believe, with a further 12 walk-in centres in town. So after all this time, it would appear that the United Kingdom is slowly getting its act together regarding COVID-19 testing stations. We were running lots of stories in Lockdown SK when they were moaning about the numbers, the few numbers that were going in. I think there was 38 or something on one day. But that's a different picture there now, so that's good. That's positive, isn't it?
That's all positive. No, man, there's in other countries, there's a couple of spikes going on. I spoke with Austria today quickly, and they told me, Croatia at the moment experiences a hike and the borders are closed, and Austria is also thinking of closing to Hungary the borders because of that. There's a couple of things going on, but they all seem on top of it, and especially here in Greece. So I wouldn't come with any bad thought in my mind. Oh my God, what's happening when there is a lockdown? Do I get home? No, don't worry about it. Don't have this in your head. Just come here, have a holiday. If something happens, the Greek government are so quick to respond, and they always find a solution. And to be honest, being locked down here on this beautiful island of Corfu is not a punishment, is it?
Not really. I could think of a load of worse places to be locked down than this beautiful island, and we have all survived our pretty heavy lockdown, which went on for quite a few weeks here, back from the middle of March. We were under lockdown. That first week was a bit bleak because we didn't really know which way it was going to go, did we?
No,
we weren't allowed out at all at the beginning, but a week later we got permissions. There were 4 or 5 reasons, I think, for going. But of course, across the world, Israel is suffering a great big spike of cases, and a lot of angry people took to the streets to demonstrate, and the Palestinian Authority have announced a curfew every day and all weekend as well because of a spike of cases there. So this COVID-19 doesn't seem to be going away completely anytime soon, does it?
No, of course not. This is why we said we have to get used to the new normal, and we just follow all the rules.
And most of them are common sense. Let's be
exactly.
honest.
That's the whole point. You still can have a fantastic holiday. You just keep to the rules, and
you'll be
you should be all right.
Yes.
Of course.
Always look on the bright side of life. That's what we say here on Unlocked SK.
Yes, that's different. Jackie Jerry is also making a good point now, and I forgot anyway to show you that. That's the picture from today from the fire in Halicunas, and she said, "Don't throw cigarette ends out of the car window either." And that's true. So be very, very
bottles,
careful.
Any glass
or
bottles,
any bottles, glass bottles, or what, anyway rubbish. Don't throw rubbish out of the car, and that includes cigarette butts. So
very important.
Don't do that. It's just because if a police officer here sees you doing that, or the fire department, they are on you like a rush. They're not getting away.
Absolutely.
And you can get really heavy fines. In some cases, I heard from somebody he got fined 1,000 euros.
Good heavens.
And that's why tourist, he drove along, threw his cigarette out the car, and the fire department was staying there, watching him. Of course, they called the police, they had the number down, and boom, they had him, and 1,000 euro fine, and he got really, really told off.
Nasty.
But the good thing is that the fire department had a little album of pictures.
Yes.
And they showed that person the pictures. They asked the police if they can do that, and he went with his album, this firefighter here in Corfu, and showed it to this tourist. And he also showed him people who lost their lives in it.
Right.
And these pictures are shocking.
Sobering thought.
Yeah, and that sobering thought, exactly. That's really, that's a wake-up call.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you could have been responsible for that.
Totally.
And you have to live with yourself for the rest of your life. And the same goes now for this COVID-19. Wash your hands, wear a mask, because you don't want this on your conscience.
No, and that goes for the Swiss man who was stupid enough to host a party. On the subject of throwing out cigarette butts from cars, you'll be pleased to know that most car hire firms here on this island do not allow you to smoke in their cars in the first place. And if you're lucky enough to get a new vehicle, you'd be hard pushed to find an ashtray, because actually the new vehicles on this island don't come with them, I'm afraid.
Oh, no, they don't.
So the answer is try not to
smoke when you
Car.
drive. Yeah,
exactly.
as simple as that.
Save it to when you're outside, relaxing in a taverna garden or something like that.
Yeah, it should be the same campaign when they say don't drink and drive. Just say don't smoke and drive, because it distracts you definitely. And,
yes,
it can do, definitely.
Yes.
No
on that
question.
subject, did you see in yesterday's newspapers that Public Health England and the United Kingdom are pushing for a ban of smoking, would you believe, in all outdoor areas such as pub gardens and cafes? I don't know how that's going to go down. They're just debating about it at the moment.
Yeah, and that's in a time when they want to get the coffee culture up and running.
Exactly.
You said. I mean, that's the right way of starting, isn't it?
Well, yes, agreed. And the other thing is the reason given was because they're very concerned about people's public health in England. I wish they were more concerned at the beginning of this pandemic, don't you?
Oh yeah, you know what I mean. This pandemic,
COVID-19 is a hell of a lot worse for you than a cigarette, I have to tell you. Now I'm going to get told off by lots of ardent non-smokers for that. But my grandfather, he was 96 and he still smoked and didn't do him any harm, but he didn't throw lighted cigarette butts out the car window. So that is an absolute no-no, total no-no.
Non-smoking, some would argue, smoked meat lasts longer, but it keeps longer,
Well, yes, that's a positive thought on that one. Good one.
That's one only
nice
smoker.
twist on that story.
Why
like
not?
It,
You know what? We're a happy station, and we want to share that with you.
Totally.
What brings me on? We have an announcement to make, aren't we?
Yes, we have a big one.
Okay,
coming your way soon.
Coming your way soon. So Anthony is saying it's a nice sunset. I'm put on my sunglasses and enjoy.
Yes, Anthony, good man.
But okay. I just got, before I go in, Jerry D said, here's one question: if one person on the plane checks positive on the flight, does the whole plane get quarantined? That's a good question. No, I mean
question.
That's one. They're getting tested anyway. When you've come from the UK, you get tested, you get your paperwork, and you get your QR code.
Yes.
As simple as that. They're testing you here again. That's all done in the back tracing. If you come here on a flight and 48 hours later somebody gets identified with COVID, then the track and trace kicks in.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Then you get informed. That's why they're keeping all the telephone numbers and everything. Then you will be informed to come to one of the test stations, or they come to you, tell you in the hotel to stay there, and they sort that. We have to find out exactly how the procedure is for that one. But they won't know this anyway. When you arrive here,
yes. Although they should, if you have to go onto the Greek government website before you come here, and it was 48 hours. They reduced it down to 24 hours
24,
to have a test before you leave the United Kingdom, if you're coming from the United Kingdom. We haven't heard as yet the answer direct to that question, if there's one person, but as Thomas has just said, I'm absolutely certain with all the details that they would already hold on you on file, they will contact you pretty quickly at wherever you're staying.
Yes, definitely. When this track and trace jumps in, and they're going to inform you, so they trace that back and test again quickly. But I think for somebody to get onto a flight what is positive. This is the problem. That we spoke that before, didn't we?
We have.
How
indeed.
can you, 3 days before his flight, he got infected, and then he does a test. So he's not necessarily showing, but the test he does.
Very important point.
That's
yeah.
always, nothing is 100%.
No.
No.
And here's a rule of thumb. If you get offered anywhere a COVID-19 test, please do take it. Don't be ashamed. Don't be put off. Just take it for your own peace of mind.
Yeah, why they're also asking if somebody wants to do it voluntarily. And I spoke with the German tourist here a few weeks ago when
That's
they
right.
still informed you positive or negative. And he said, of course, I jumped at the opportunity. I took that test, and I had, he said, just over 48 hours later, he got a message telling him he's negative. He said, wow, I got a peace of mind.
Absolutely. And that's what
So,
it is, isn't it? Which
But he
counts
said
everything.
still, no social distancing, and that he still keeps to it because, others can infect him. That's one of the things.
Totally
Yeah.
true, yes, absolutely.
But, hey,
A sad thing in the United Kingdom, did you know that all these millions of pints of beer are having to be poured down the drain? The British Beer and Pub Association reckons that there's going to be 70 million pints that have got to be destroyed,
wow.
that have been lost to COVID-19. And the water companies are a bit concerned. They're giving certain times when you can safely deposit the stale and off beer down the drains. They cannot cope with a complete deluge of stale beer all at one time. So that's a very sad story for all you beer drinking lovers out there, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, that's bad.
I have to say, Thomas, I have not heard a story so far where that's happened on Corfu. Have you?
No.
I think they don't hang around that long.
No, they're
do
not
they?
hanging around, especially when they're up at Corfu beer. You have to drink that quick
Exactly.
because that's made in a special way, and they have a
Ah,
great
good
thing,
point.
even
Yes.
ceramic kilns. But
That's
the
right,
sell-by date of this beer is not long, and that has a good reason because it's all in the taste.
Oh, of course, yes.
So it's, how
Totally.
that goes. And here we go, and we see the sun setting. The temperatures are great here, 29 degrees. Wow, I mean, it's getting cooler now. You can feel it's coming down a little bit.
Yes. It's not so intense as it has been. We do apologise on Friday. We were both under the weather, but in the nicest possible way. We were just sweltering
it was
like
really,
Billio, weren't we?
I was sitting here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the van, and it was really drenching down.
it
I
was
couldn't
awful.
believe it.
No, I kept
Today
sliding off
it's
the seat.
much better. But should you want to leave what we're doing for the end of the show, and you carry on with a couple of things you have, or should we let all our viewers, our friends, know what we're gonna do very, very soon?
That's entirely up to you, Thomas.
Okay. Because you got a couple. No,
I was going to talk to you about llamas.
okay,
Llamas and alpacas. Why not?
Let's hear it for the
Go on.
llamas
Yes, let's
first.
hear it.
What's
No,
with
you-
llamas?
do you know a llama could
Where does they come
I'll
from?
tell you what, a llama could save your life. I'm
All
not
right.
joking. It's all about Fifi, bless her. And as we speak to you right now, she's probably munching on some luscious grass in a field in Reading, Berkshire, United Kingdom. Well, the point here is a serious point here. Scientists from the UK Rosalind Franklin Institute are thinking about using antibodies from a llama to make the immune system and boosting therapy because they're relatively small. These are the antibodies of llamas and alpacas, relatively small with a simple structure compared to our own, and therefore they're able to be made in a laboratory. According to Professor Naismith, he says they are incredibly good at killing the virus in a culture. This type of immune therapy boosts a sick person's immune system with antibodies which have adapted to the virus. And he goes on to say, in the lab we can make nanobodies that kill the live virus extremely well, better than almost anything we have seen. And that's fantastic in itself. But even better, they can be made to order. And what's the plan is that they're aiming to test this therapy on animal trials this summer, with clinical trials due to start later in the year. They go on to describe it as being like a key that you put in a lock which doesn't quite fit, so you have to do a little bit of filing, a little bit of polishing to get it just right. So it's all very exciting there. Antibodies are part of the adaptive immune system. So maybe by the autumn, a llama could actually help to save your life. Wouldn't that be a good thing? Llamas are great things, always make me laugh. Alpacas, of course, are better known for their fur. But I think if they can be used as a type of therapy or treatment against COVID-19, then let's hear it for the llamas and alpacas of the world. Why not?
Why not? That's a great story. I mean, that's brilliant, no?
Yes.
That could be hope.
It could be, but here's a downside to this. According to scientists from King's College London today, they rather believe that coronavirus immunity may not actually last that long, could only be for a few months. So we need to get a hell of a lot of llamas going, I think, folks.
Yeah, it's going to be llama time, man.
Llama
but
time, yes, absolutely.
It's great. Let me say hello. Here is Alexandros. He said, hello guys. Have a nice evening.
Brilliant,
Alex from
Alexandros.
Timeout Bar. Hi,
Excellent.
Alexandros.
Brilliant, Alexandros. Timeout Bar is fantastic. Shisha bar there, as we've said, in the centre of Maratica.
Yeah, and carry on with the beer. There is a couple of good comments coming in. Elaine is saying, I'd be quite happy to accept a few barrels that a pub needs to offload.
I
And
bet,
then she's
Elaine,
like,
good one.
dream on, Elaine. But that's a great one. Margaret Johnston is saying, bars and restaurants in Corfu don't get draft beer until they have been open a while, depending on customers that want it.
Good point. Thank you, Margaret. For
Definitely.
reminding
So
us
I'm a
that.
customer anywhere I want it.
Yes,
No
good
question
one.
about it here. Jennifer is writing in, hi guys, do you use public transport in Corfu? In London, there are restrictions on how many people may board a bus. Are there numbers restriction on Corfu? Blue buses, certain buses stops get very busy.
They do indeed. And
Yes,
as far
they do.
as we know, there is, absolutely. And I remember reading an article a couple of weeks ago about the blue and white buses that operate out of Corfu town. There is definitely a restriction on them. I mean, you probably remember crazy days like last summer, for instance, where they was like packed in like sardines. The green buses, which go to more further afield regions, as it were, there also seems to be a capacity limit. So definitely you will not be seeing overcrowded buses or public
No.
transport on this island.
So it's
No.
60% of their capacity
I
they
would say so
can
about that.
fill, and they're
Yeah.
just talking about making it mandatory for you to wear a mask on the bus. They
Yes,
they ask you.
Absolutely, yes. Well,
They
it-
ask you.
it
And
is
I
in
think
many
you should do
countries.
that.
Yes, absolutely. And we would strongly recommend you on any public transport or indeed a taxi to do so.
Yeah, Jackie Cherry is saying, I understand it's 65% allowed on buses
Okay,
and coaches.
right.
Yeah, 65 then. But you know, it's 2/3, no?
Yes.
2/3 of the capacity of a bus, and the buses are nice and great, and they got a lot, and there is quite a lot running, and this is for all the buses, the tourist
absolutely.
buses, the
Yeah.
blue buses, and the green buses.
Yeah.
So if you think coming on holiday here in Corfu, this network here, this transport network, the public transport service is fantastic.
Oh,
You can
totally.
really reach anywhere here on the island with a public transport, and how cheap it is unbelievable.
Yes, it is. And I dare say, although I can't be absolutely certain, but maybe our friend and viewer in St George South might be able to put us straight on this one. I'm pretty sure that those trains that they operate here, the small trains, one in George South for sure and one in Corfu town, are probably restricting the number of visitors on each trip out.
Yeah.
So I think public transport we could be extra careful with, you know.
They are definitely, but they have their in the
Oh,
stations
absolutely.
everywhere. They got their disinfectant. So
Yes,
then
for
just
sure.
look in. No, they are restricted like in the UK. So
Yes,
definitely,
There you go.
yeah. And here the sun is setting
Isn't that
over the
beautiful?
hills
Look at
of
that.
Glomos. It's
That-
unbelievable.
that
It's
is a
great. It's what a
fabulous
view that
sunset.
is.
Absolutely. The sky sets, you know, not always the sun, but the sky looks so beautiful. I have to say, Thomas, and I've said this many times, you know what I'm going to say. I love this time of evening. There's
Yeah.
something extra special about the light on this island.
It's the colours.
The colours, exactly. The hues. Oh, the hues. I mean, I've said it before, but if Turner was alive these days, if he ever came to this island, he would have been in raptures by the hues here. There's like somewhere, it's unbelievable, actually, I think. But it's also
going slowly dark. Yeah, great.
reinforces the point that this island has been a magnet for artists for hundreds of years, and us lucky enough to be here for a few years, we can clearly see why that is.
Oh yes, definitely.
All artists of all
Oh, that's it.
genres
Oh,
love it here.
It's great. But I think it's now time to show you what we meant. We got something
Yes,
special
go on.
in store for you. Have a look at that one. So, as you know, on this Wednesday, gonna be our last Unlocked SK. But don't worry.
No, something bigger and better is coming your way.
Oh, yes. We're going to take then just over a week off because we have to make extreme preparations to get that all sorted and we off. But what we're going to do is that one. Wow.
Right.
Oh, so, inspired by one of our viewers, we going to go on a road trip through paradise. This is Corfuholics, our travel show, and this is starting on the 27th of July. And we thought, due to the current situation we are all experiencing this year, here our team here at StudioKerkyra has decided to take you all that sadly can't make it this year to beautiful Corfu on a 4-week-long road trip through paradise. We have chosen 14 exciting locations where we will spend 2 days each exploring the surrounding areas, their history, culture, activities, accommodation and gastronomic delights. The whole thing gonna be presented through 28 of our interactive live stream shows, which combination of local interviews and mini documentaries of each area. This road trip through paradise is going to be a great adventure, not just for us, but we hope for all of you out there who sadly can't make it to Corfu or thinking of booking holiday on this beautiful island. So that's what it is. That's what we're gonna do here.
Absolutely.
Starting on the 27th of July, and the last day of our trip gonna be the 22nd of August, and we are excited, man. I'm totally excited.
Yes, you're very excited, Thomas. No, it will be a great adventure for us and hopefully for all you wonderful people all around the world being able to catch a glimpse of live Corfu. Okay, it's a travel show, but it's a travel show with a difference, because this is a travel show that you will be able to write in your comments, ask your questions live whilst we're on air from all these beautiful locations that we'll be presenting to you over the 4-week period.
Yeah, right. In each location, we're going to be 2 days, and we're going to spend these 2 days filming and interviewing. We're going to show you really historic locations. We show you locals. Going to show you so many things we incorporate in our daily live stream. And this daily live stream will come every day from Monday to Saturday, 8 p.m. in the evening. And wow, we got locations for you. I mean,
they're coming out of our ears.
It is great. But what it is, we're receiving at the moment a lot of help of putting them together.
Absolutely.
So we had some great, one of the hotels called us and said, guys, you can stay 2 days for us. We take care of your costs. No problem. Come, sleep here, have your van parked, because we're going to go in our mobile studio. And that's going to be fantastic. And we're crisscrossing the island south, central, north, central, north, south, west, east. So we really 14 locations each location. We're gonna stay 2 days. So I'm just, I'm so excited. I know what is coming, and we're gonna inform you. Of course, we're gonna update you what's going on. You know what? I hope you guys gonna enjoy it. We're excited, and I hope you gonna go with us. The other thing here is you can follow this live too on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter or Instagram, or on our website, and here it comes, is www.kerkyra.live, where you can also find our location service map of the tour, plus many other goodies. So Kerkyra put the location map together, so if you missed that, you can always follow up. You can see the locations and the video clips we done, the live show we did there. So it's gonna be fully loaded.
Absolutely. And guess what, guys and girls, you'll never be lost.
No,
You'll always know where you're going.
It's gonna be hectic, because in these 4 weeks we have 28 live shows,
all over
and
the place.
Support that with at least around 60 clips, man. So whoa,
that's the point, because obviously there'll be lots of places that you all know and love very well, but I can guarantee you there will be places in there which you might not be aware of, that you've never seen or heard of before. We will be gladly presenting them to you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that one, man.
Oh, that's rich, isn't it? Beautiful.
Oh, it's gonna be great. So I'm really, really looking forward to that one. And when you look at this view now, and that's what we have.
That's what it's all
every day,
about.
It's all about. It's incredible. I just love that. You can see in the distance the aerials of communication sticking out. But there's also on the right of the picture, just above the cloud here with the light, you can see the bell tower of the lovely church. There's so much going on. So
Everywhere
it's
you
incredible.
look, there's always something beautiful to see. And as I repeat again, if you fail to see something beautiful within 10 minutes of your arrival on this paradise island of Corfu, and you fail, so you say, to find a beautiful spot, I'll buy you a pizza. Courtesy of Sol Posto, of course, from Maratica.
Oh yeah, but our pizza in a pizzeria in the nearest location, you know.
Oh, yes,
we fixed it. We do this together.
Yeah,
don't worry.
don't worry.
But you know,
So
it's
far,
gonna
though,
it's gonna
Thomas,
get great.
I don't want to chance my arm when I say this, but so far, no brave soul has taken me up on this generous offer.
Oh no, because it's gonna be hard to do so, mate.
Well, I think so, yes. Because, I mean, I count a beautiful Cypress fir as a beautiful sight. I count a mountain as a beautiful sight. You know, when you step off the plane, if you arrive by air on this island, just turn around away from the airport terminal, which in itself is a beautiful airport anyway. But if you don't find that beautiful, you sure on earth will find something beautiful, just a 45-degree angle or certainly 180 degrees.
I
You
know.
will find beauty everywhere on this
It's
lovely
amazing. I
island.
mean, just a couple of days ago was the first time for me in the Secret Garden, because you spoke with me so much about
I
it.
love that place.
Wow, man.
Exactly, it's such an exotica of flora. That's what we can say.
How could I have missed out on this place
well,
for
it's hard
these
to find.
years?
It's hard to find. You know, it took me 4 years to find the place again, possibly 5. I think they take the signs down. They've also changed the name, which probably doesn't help. It's now called Panorama View as opposed to Secret Garden. But the thing that stood out to me and is indelibly in my head ever since, when I first saw it, it was like a garden I'd seen like no other, because quite frankly, you could be anywhere in the world. There was such a variety of different tropical plants. It was absolutely beautiful. Of course, there's a fabulous cove there, a jetty. And the other thing is, Thomas, you notice those wonderful statues, Greek statues that
Greek
just
statues
pop up everywhere,
down
yes.
the beach. You know, this little walk,
Great.
stony
Yeah,
walk with
exactly.
the sunbeds. He built
Yeah.
that so nice. I mean, I sat there with Claire. I had the
Good one.
coffee.
Oh,
Claire had
yeah.
the soft drink, and we just sat and looked out, and we could see in front of us all the sailboats and catamarans
Beautiful.
moored. The sunlight, the colors started
Yeah.
playing. You know, it's unbelievable. And you sit in there, and it's really like he says, by the entry. You come in here, that's a stress-free zone.
Oh, it certainly
And
is.
it is.
And I'll tell you what, that might help that be the case. They've got a load of hammocks, so you can just while away a sunny afternoon swinging gently between the trees. Did you manage to savour the ice cream? Because that's pretty good as well.
No, not yet,
You
man.
didn't? Ah,
no,
that's something you probably need
I had
to do.
test the coffee
Yeah.
first. You know how it is,
of
man.
course. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
and what a coffee he got, man.
Very nice chap.
Poor.
Great sense of humour, isn't he? He got.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
What a great location. And I get a lot of messages in here now from people want to know where is the dome, when is launched, what's going on, what locations are you visiting. Guys, we gonna make that public very, very soon, this week,
Yes,
in
we
fact.
just-
So I'm here because it's getting a little bit dark out there. It's a fantastic thing. And I know I switch back if you see. Look at that. I mean,
Every sunset, every evening is beautiful here, quite frankly. And dawns, it has to be said, are also miraculously marvellous as well, if you're lucky enough to be up early enough to catch them. I don't always do that, I have to say.
do it, don't you? Oh,
No.
now don't worry about the
when
what
I
if you,
do,
man.
they are beautiful to see. And thank you for all those people that post beautiful sunrise pictures on Facebook. I do admire them, I have to say.
Yeah, there's a great pictures in there that keeps us going too. So,
Yeah.
guys, yes, we're gonna go on a road trip for 4 weeks, 14 locations. We're gonna confirm all the details with you this week. We're still tying up a couple of strings, or how we move, where we move, because we don't want to move in one line through. We want to crisscross
No,
that. We want to make
exactly.
this more
Yes.
exciting.
Yeah.
We're going to stay in hotels. We're going to stay in camping areas. We're going to stay in villas. And we show you the best. But the surrounding areas, when you're in this area, what is, worse, what you have to see. It's as simple as that. But just on
Totally.
the research we've done
Absolutely.
now, how
Yeah,
much
yeah.
we found out what we didn't know. It's
Very
incredible.
true, including where Plato once visited all those thousands of years ago. That gets me excited.
Oh yeah, definitely. But guys, as you reckon, it's 3 minutes past 9. I hope you had a fantastic evening with us here. Watch this beautiful sunset here from the island of Corfu. That's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for all your questions, for all your comments now throughout the show. If there's anything I missed, I really apologize. I try to get this in to tomorrow's show, of course. And should anything newsworthy break, we're gonna be straight on air and let you know. But now everything seems great, everything seems fine. Look forward to your holiday. We can't wait to welcome you here on this beautiful holiday island of Corfu. But that's all for today. I hope you have a fantastic evening, and we see you tomorrow again, 8 p.m. Greek time, 7 p.m. European time, and 6 p.m. UK time. Until then, have a fantastic evening. Kali Nichter from me.
Absolutely, and as always, thank you so much for sharing your precious time with us here on Unlocked SK. Enjoy the rest of the day, and to you all, a very good afternoon.